Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for attending. Um, Due to the sensitive nature of this investigation, the Kokomo Police Department will not be providing any additional details or answer any questions at the conclusion of this announcement in order to protect the integrity of this ongoing investigation. On October 13th, 2016, the Kokomo Police Department began a missing persons case. The family of 18-year-old Karena McClerkin reported that she had been missing since October 11th of 2016. The subsequent investigation revealed that Karena was last seen at a residence in the 1000 block of South Washington Street here in Kokomo. Since the time of the initial report, investigators of this department have continually followed up on every piece of information and tip that had been received, and we will continue to do so. In the fall of 2021, investigators received additional information about Karena's disappearance, as well as the events that took place the following day. After receiving this additional information, the Kokomo Police Department came up with a plan to try to further the investigation by generating additional information. We requested the assistance from the Indiana State Police and all of their available resources. The partnership of resources involved in this investigation is what ultimately has brought us here today to be able to stand before you and announce that the arrest has been made in reference to the Karena McClerkin case. The case was presented to the Howard County Prosecutor's Office for review. On July 18th, 2022, a warrant was issued for 57-year-old Flint Vincent Farmer of Kokomo for 1 count of murder. On the same day, at approximately 1 p.m., Kokomo police arrested Flint Farmer at a residence in the 600 block of South Purdom Street here in Kokomo. Additional arrests are anticipated. On July 19th, 2022, the ongoing investigation led investigators to a rural area in Miami County. As a result, investigators of the Kokomo Police Department, Indiana State Police, Howard County Coroner's Office, and the Miami County Coroner's Office located skeletal remains. Upon locating the remains, the Kokomo Police Department immediately notified Marlena Smith, the mother of Karena McClerkin. The remains that were located have been removed from the location and transported to Fort Wayne for further investigation by a forensic pathologist and to be positively identified. As you can imagine, we're all very hopeful in the identification process and hope to be able to come to a conclusion in this ongoing investigation for all the family and friends who have been grieving since 2016. This investigation has been an agency effort, so I would like to personally thank all of the dedicated men and women of the Kokomo Police Department, past and present, sworn and non-sworn, who have directly or indirectly participated throughout the course of this ongoing investigation. Excuse me. We also appreciate all of the public's tips and information that we have received as it pertains to this case. I respectfully request the public refrain from posting information about this case on social media. Most of the past social media posts have not been truthful and have greatly hindered this investigation and the investigative efforts along the way. Again, due to the sensitive nature of this investigation, the Kokomo Police Department will not be providing any additional details at this time. We will be providing additional details and updates when they become available. Anyone who may have additional information about this case is asked to contact Lieutenant Richard Benzinger at 456-7324, or the Kokomo Police Department hotline at 765-456-7017. You may also qualify for a cash reward by calling the Central Indiana Crime Stoppers at 1-800-262-TIPS with your anonymous tip. Anonymous tips can also be provided via text message to the number 847-411 and begin the text message with the keyword tip KPD. TIP KPD. Citizens can download the Kokomo app free on their smartphone through the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store. As always, all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Thank you for coming.
You're not right. You're wrong. We searched for that girl. Nobody else did. You can all kiss my fucking ass. What the fuck you can do? Everybody fucking in this goddamn murder. No. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Never contacted your goddamn dad, and he's been one here looking for her ass, and you know it. That was a crazy fucking bitch. Now, I gave you all that information. I gave you that information.
Well, hey everyone. Yeah, she's very upset, isn't she? Of course. I want to thank Matt Blank from his channel. That's where I was streaming from. Every time I tried to find it, it was swirling. And then I seen Matt was doing it, so I was streaming from his. So thanks, Matt. And yeah, there's Deb. Deb, come join me. Here, hold on a second. Actually, one second. Give me a sec, guys. The sun is just beaming right in my face here. Okay. One sec. Deb, I'm going to post the link here in our Facebook on there. So, one sec, guys. Well, one sec. Just give me a sec, guys, for a sec. I got the sun like beaming right in my face. Yeah. So what did you guys, I mean, it was a very short conference, obviously. Yeah. I remember that. I mean, that's how I actually knew about Flint Farmer was because Michael was talking about it. And I had looked at Flint Farmer. I don't exactly remember. I just know that, of course, there was like, always the sketchy people. Hey, Cold, how are you? Hi, Who Dis on there. Here, you know what? I'm just going to drop the link, and if anyone wants to come join here, come sit up with me who dis or cold. I turned my thing on, but the sun's just glaring at my screen. Yeah. I'm just, obviously we're just going to have to hear or wait to hear about the remains, but whoops, there we go. Wait. Okay, let's see here. You're coming to sneak on, are you? Well, let's see. On there. Come on, somebody, come on, join me here. I know that we have the actually, let me just pull that up as well. 1 second here. Share. Stop screen. Let's do this. 1 sec, guys. Let's see. I think it's right here. Okay. Let me take this down. And let's make this bigger on there. So, hold on. Hey, Michael.
Hey, I was talking to Tot. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Okay, I was talking to Tot Flint's sister. Even she said Marlena had to identify the body when she went to Harrison Street. Nothing on Washington. So that's even another one saying, how's her brother the only one charged when there's others? Even she's saying it. Then Jerry has every right to be pissed. I don't blame her.
Yeah.
And how Marlena and LaBrittany, the two that caused her to be there, are setting up they're being able to say everything when even Flint's sister is saying Marlena knows everything. She was there, like toward the crime scene, picked up her cell phone glasses. See, even Flint's sister saying that.
Yeah. 1 second. That's just, hey, Cold, how are you? Mal, can you hear me? Oh, her mic's off on there.
I was finally able to catch the live at the very end. What all they say?
How's it going?
Good. Oops. Thank you,
guys
Derek.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Well, yeah, I was on mute for a second there. Good. Oops. Thank you, Derek.
Do I have an echo?
Yeah, I can hear you. Well, yeah, I was on mute for a second there. Ooh.
Let me click on it.
Okay.
How's
Yeah,
that?
that's what I had to do. I had to go
That's better.
mute the other YouTube. It reverbs.
Yeah. What? Just 1 sec, Michael. So Mel, what's your thoughts on what you just saw?
I mean, I feel so bad for Jerry. You know, like she has done she's just an extraordinary, she's just dogged in her pursuit of finding out everything that she possibly can, searching and getting things done. And they've just been so disrespectful. So it's just one more way that they were able to, it almost feels like it was kind of done out of spite, you know, intentionally not telling her, like, and then for her to be sitting in the front row and like, they know who she is. Everybody knows who she is.
Yeah.
You know, it was just sad to watch. And I mean, you could just, I'm glad, I hope that this is Karena that they found in Miami County. So.
Right. Yeah, I you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of lost track there. It's like the sun was shining in my face. I was trying to it's just shining right at my computer, and I was like, wait, where did they say they found the remains? These remains?
I highly doubt it. And you got to remember, Flint's got multiple victims. You could have sent them on a wild goose chase.
Well, where did they say that the remains were found, though? Or did they?
Miami County. They found
That's all they
skeletal
said.
remains in Miami
Okay.
County. Like their search led them to search somewhere there. Is Miami County in Peru? Does Peru inside of the Miami County limits? Does anyone know?
Yeah. Is it Michael?
Trying to look
You
it up.
know,
It's close, yeah.
like I know
It's
it's
Miami
close.
and then Carroll County. They butt up to each other. If you look it up on the map, you'll see. It's weird how
Yeah.
that little area, Peru, Logansport, Delphi, and Cutler. It's weird how they cut up the area in different counties. It's confusing as all get out.
Yeah,
But if
because
I remember right, Peru is where
Yeah, it's
Grissom Air Force
Peru.
Base is, and it's Miami.
Yeah, county seat is Peru.
And I got a feeling this set of remains, if he said, go look here, it's a different set because, like everybody's even said, even Jerry said, he's got other victims. This could have been a ruse just to be like, oh, go look here, and it's not her.
Well, I do know that there are family members that have lived in Peru, according to my case. But Miami County is Peru, Bunker Hill, Denver, Amboy, Macy, and Mexico.
yeah, I was
Where
thinking it
some
was
of
because
the-
that's where Keegan Klein is in Miami County there, and he's out of
But
Peru.
like I was saying earlier, what's sick is even Flint's own sister. I've gotten read when I was talking to her. She was like, Marlena toured the crime scene, knows everybody that was involved from day one. And that same side of the family, Marlena, they knew she was dead within the first 48 hours. She let her sisters know, that let her boyfriend know. You seen that. And he came back and actually said what she said off social media. I can't believe she's dead. I cried when I heard.
Yeah.
That side of the family, including Marlena, even Flint's sister just told me, yet again, what I've already known. She was called by the ones there to come tour the crime scene, give her a 5-star tour, and then she picked up her glasses and cell phone. Same cell phone she used to call Jerry. To be like, oh, Karina's missing. And she's
Yeah.
up there with Brittany. It's their two drug addictions, what they actually, Jerry's own words, Marlena used to pack, I'm just going to put it this way, body cavities with drugs and make Karina be the mule. And that's when she was a child. That's how she got into the meth addiction and everything she had going. And she actually just signed papers to go to rehab to do better herself. And this is when all this happened. Marlena, for her and LaBrittany, the two that pretty much caused this case and then caused it to go 6 years without being no justice, for those two to be allowed up there and then leave Jerry out, like, no, that's sick. And then, like I've even proved, even with the prosecutor's office, KPD wanted to charge me for withholding information for a year. So I had to go talk to the prosecutor's office to pretty much validate myself. Well, they got a hold of the FBI. The text and everything, the contacts I was showing them with a Mike Price as his nickname, I knew his real name. I was just going to see if they talked to the right person. Michael Curtis, Joint Terrorism Task Force, FBI. Comes to find out that what you were showing us was correct. That was an agent. He did admit that he was over you. And like I've said, and even Jerry had backed me up, on my first video, you can hear the chief of police. I've thrown him and KPD under the bus multiple times. If I didn't have hard evidence behind me, I'd been charged and shut up before now.
Yeah.
From the first year I spoke out. If I was not speaking the truth and I was throwing KPD and him under the bus multiple times, don't you think if I didn't back myself up and the evidence was nothing to be seen, they would have charged me? Pretty much a cease and desist order and shut me up? That's what happened to Jeremy's mom. Like I tried telling her, if you're going to call him out, make sure to have the evidence behind you so they can't attack you. Well, she didn't want to listen to me, and well, they attacked her, shut her up when she's speaking out about her son's death. Then little does anybody know, in my informant files, Jeremy Patterson's roommate, Curtis Beck, which is friends with Flint and a few others, was actually somebody I was supposed to get an illegal tattoo. FBI was going to pay it, then pay me to have it done there at Jeremy's apartment. And the reason they stopped that was I got the evidence from Jeremy's mom. That's where he was living. That's why that was going to happen, so they could find out where Kurt Beck was. If you look his name up, he's friends with Flint and a whole bunch of others. FBI knew a bunch of intel, and then what makes me sick is the FBI agent over me, when I was starting to talk about some of the corruption with KPD and others, we know all about it. They've been on our back burner brewing for a while now. Why hasn't FBI acted? The corruption, they know what's going on at KPD. What the hell? Makes sense? You admit it, but not do anything?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, my cat was meowing there, but I know that there's that Deb. Deb, that's one sec.
It's
Hey,
me. I'm walking
Hey,
around
Deb.
the kitchen. I hate
Yeah.
to be like, making noises. I'll be in my office just a second.
Yeah,
And they just pushed Jerry out like they did me, but only the 2018 one. I was threatened by a cop in the lobby, by the guy that brought me, that I went to church with. They'd be taking a armed service weapon with them to church if the witness, me, came to church anymore. I thought it was a death threat, so I stopped going. Then I actually physically got attacked, kind of how you see Jerry shoot out. I was physically attacked by the former chief and a few others, put hands on, pushed me out the door. Should not have been allowed to do that.
Hey, do you mind reading this probable cause affidavit out loud?
Yeah. I was gonna say, the sun is right in my face.
Hey, before you read this, can I bring something up?
Sure.
How is Mark McCann, lifelong friend of Flint, and went to school with, even his sister just admitted, yeah, he went to school with me and Flint. How's the prosecutor, and there's not a special prosecutor in play? And then if you look at my case real quick, who's one of his defense attorneys? Mark McCann. How the hell is that possible? How's that legal? And then how's that not a conflict of interest, being friends with the family and knowing it, being friends with Flint from a kid? Special prosecutor needs to come into play, and that needs to be yelled, especially for what they just did to Karina's family.
Yeah.
They're secondary victims. And victims, witnesses like me, they've pushed me and Jerry and that side of the family out of the way, and only believed the two that actually Marlena made the call from her house for Karina to get picked up and dropped off at Flint's. And even Flint's own sister is saying that. She's like, yeah, I know. And they're hiding the firefighter that actually choked her to death and killed her. That's what's sick. Even Jerry agrees on that.
Okay, one sec, Michael. Hey, Deb.
Yeah.
Can you, by chance, the sun is beaming literally right, because I don't normally come on live and the sun's coming in. Can you, by
She's
chance,
a vampire.
can you, by chance, the affidavit that you put in the chat last night?
Uh-huh.
Can you, by chance, read that?
I can't read it. I'll try. I'm going to have to go get my iPad.
Well, if you bring it up, or I'll read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, one second.
I don't think I'll see. Hang on.
It's getting blurry as I keep making it bigger. This is sun.
Well, another way you can do it, you can pull the affidavit up. It's public info, it's out now. And share it to your screen if that makes sense. Remember how on that you can zoom in?
I can read this just fine if you want me to.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. Is that who dis?
Yeah, go ahead. Who did?
Hey, honey.
On October 13, 2016, Marlena Smith reported her daughter, Karena S. McClerkin, as a missing person. Marlena advised officers she last saw Karena S. McClerkin on October 11th of 2016. On October 14th, 2016, Marlena advised officers that Karena McClerkin may be in danger and possibly with Flint Vincent Farmer at 1039 South Washington, Kokomo, Indiana. Officers responded to 1039 South Washington and contacted Flint Vincent Farmer. Flint Vincent Farmer allowed officers to search for Karena McClerkin, and she was not located in the apartment. Flint Vincent Farmer told officers that he saw Karena S. McClerkin near the alley that day, but she never came in his apartment. Flint Vincent Farmer told officers Karena McClerkin was with a female in a white car and wanted money, but he turned her away. Redacted was interviewed, and she advised that she drove Karena S. McClerkin to Flint Vincent Farmer's home on October 11, 2016. Redacted told officers that she waited in the alley for Karena while she went to the front of the apartment house. Redacted stated that after about 15 minutes of waiting, Karena returned, giving her a thumbs up. Oh, that's too far. Giving her a thumbs. Where was I? Anybody see it? I lost
2
it.
seconds. The redacted
I'm
Shannon
just
Young,
gonna
and there's a conversation
reading
between
this.
Marlena and Shannon on dropping Karena off. So that's Shannon Jackson Young. What I've said from the very beginning.
Giving her a thumbs up that she was okay. Redacted said the purpose was to drop Karena S. McClerkin off to stay at Flint Farmers residence on this night. On October 17th, 2016, at approximately 9:45, Sergeant John Webster received a call from Marlena Smith regarding her daughter's missing person report. She reported that she just recorded a phone conversation with Redacted, reports that Karena McClerkin, Redacted, she reports that Flint Vincent Farmer passed out and Karena McClerkin got into Flint Vincent Farmer's safe, stealing approximately $600 from the safe. Marlena advised that she recorded this phone conversation.
Bring here.
And that's the end of this page. On October 19th, 2016, Sergeant Webster met with Redacted in reference to obtaining a statement from him. Redacted advised that Redacted and Redacted residents on October 11, 2016, Redacted stated that he was hanging out with McClerkin, the missing girl who was also present. He described Karena as a biracial female wearing black shoes, dark black in color jeans with holes, possibly wearing a muscle shirt, a hoodie, and her hair was pulled back. Stated she came to the residence at about 8 p.m. Sergeant Webster showed photograph of Karena, and he confirmed that this was the female he had seen. I'm trying to even what did I just read?
We got it.
Reported this.
And one thing I want to bring up is how they kept redacting Shannon Young when she had a conversation with Marlena, admitting dropping her off. That's not no confidential informant and everything when they're openly talking about it.
Yeah, Michael, let her finish though, okay? All right, and then after that you can talk, okay?
Had seen reported that Flint and Karena apartment, eventually going over to Flint Vincent Farmer's apartment. Blank believes that they went over to Redacted, goes on to report that she left the apartment shortly after Redacted. Further reports that they ordered pizza from Jim's Pizza located on Home Avenue. He also stated later that night that Flint bought over $60 worth of food that included 4 strombolis and a supreme pizza around 10 p.m. He further stated that Karena had returned to Redacted and overheard Karena talking to Flint, stating that she was afraid that she wanted to stay with him. Reported that Flint agreed, and they both eventually returned to Farmer's apartment. His apartment is located on the south side of the first floor. Redacted reported leaving redacted apartment around. That's the end of that page.
Yeah, let me just bring this one up and see where it ends here. Sorry. Oh my God, it's driving me crazy. The sun, sorry. Okay, let's see here. Sorry, okay. Can you see that?
Is that where I left off?
Yeah.
The top part.
It just it said reported that
She was
let's see.
afraid, and that she wanted to stay with him. His apartment is located on the south side of the first floor. Redacted reported leaving redacted apartment around 2 a.m. Before he left, he and redacted were sitting on the couch, redacted, up in the apartment. His back was against an interior wall that was shared with Flint Farmer's apartment. He stated he heard what he thought were sounds that resembled people wrestling coming from Flint's apartment. He reported that he told redacted, "Go check on the girl," speaking of Karena, because he thought something happened to her. He stated that redacted told him that information that Flint was crushing Xanax bars. Redacted, who was redacted, provided the same information as redacted, but added she heard what she described as a female's voice moaning like she was being hurt. She described that this noise was coming from Flint's apartment. Later that day, Sergeant Webster went to 1039 South Washington to speak to Flint, exited his apartment, and again denied Karena ever entering his apartment. He also stated he never ordered pizza that night. Sergeant Webster had already confirmed with Jim's Pizza that an order was placed and delivered that night. Sergeant Webster then contacted redacted, did not remember Karena coming inside the apartment, and redacted stated he saw her at the side of the house near a garage. They did admit to giving pizza that night from Jim's Pizza. Sergeant Webster reviewed the phone records for Karena. The records showed that the last phone conversation between Karena and Flint occurred on October 11, 2016 at 22:14 and 45 seconds. Wow. On November 1st, 2016, Sergeant Webster spoke to redacted, reported that she sold peach in color Xanax pills to Flint in the early evening hours of October 10th or 11th, stated that Karena was with Flint during this drug transaction. This drug deal occurred on the parking lot of the Village Pantry located at Markland and Washington. Redacted said that Redacted had known Flint since the summer of 2016 and that Redacted had known Karena, her mother and grandmother, for some time. Reported that Redacted sold too many of her pills to Flint and eventually called him back during the early morning hours to purchase some of the Xanax that they had sold to him. Advised that Flint agreed to sell them back and drove to his apartment located on Washington Street. Reported that knocked on the front door to his apartment. Karena came to the front door very irate and asked her, "What do you fucking want?" Told that she was sorry because they didn't have any Xanax to sell back. Told Sergeant Webster that Flint was standing behind Karena, advised that Karena's hair was pulled back and that she was wearing shorts, advised that Karena was very upset. On November 1st, 2016, Detective Benish interviewed redacted, advised that on Tuesday, October 11, 2016, between 10:30 and 11, redacted met with Flint and Karena at the Village Pantry located at Washington Street and Markland. don't know where I am. Oh, okay.
Right about there.
You see it now. Markland Avenue stated that blank sold Flint some Xanax, stated that Flint Farmer and Karena, redacted, stated that Flint Vincent Farmer went into the village pantry to use the ATM because he needed to get money to pay them. Also advised that the ATM did not work at village pantry, so Flint walked to the speedway across the street and used the ATM. Blank stated that that he put gas in blank and went into the store with Flint and Karena something, watched Flint purchase a large amount of food, which totaled approximately $50. Blank stated that Flint Farmer purchased sandwiches, frozen pizzas, drinks, and candy. Blank provided the statements independent of one another's presence. Detective Banish reviewed the cameras at the village pantry. The timestamp on the camera was off by 14 hours. Detective Cat was also present while they viewed and obtained copies of the video. The video confirms what both of the two people stated. Flint Vincent Farmer and Karena McClerkin were at the village pantry at approximately 10 p.m. on October 11, 2016. During the time, Flint Vincent Farmer is observed going across the street towards the Speedway gas station. He returns, and Flint Vincent Farmer and Karena McClerkin and blank enter the store. Flint Vincent Farmer makes a purchase of what appears to be several sandwiches and other food items. They all three leave the store at approximately 10:32 p.m. Detective Cat obtained copies of this video. Detective Banish also confirmed by the Speedway gas station video that Flint Vincent Farmer did enter the store and use the ATM. Copies of the video surveillance is being maintained by KPD under something. On February 15th of 2017, Sergeant John Webster and Captain Benush had another opportunity to speak to redacted at the police station. They asked blank again if blank remembered Karena McClerkin over at her residence on October 11, 2016. Blank advised that blank remembered seeing her only once at her apartment. Blank was asked if blank remembered going into the kitchen area with Flint Vincent Farmer and Karena McClerkin to take some drugs. Person denied that happened and advised that this time that blank saw a person covered up and lying on Flint Farmer's floor. Wow. During the morning hours of October 12, 2016. On July 11, 2018, Sergeant Webster began reviewing phone calls made by Flint Vincent Farmer while he was incarcerated in the Howard County Jail dating back to November of 2016. The calls from November 12, 2016 to November 18, 2018. On one call, Flint Vincent Farmer called blank. During the phone call, Flint sounds nervous and scared, telling blank that they are really hammering him. Flint tells blank to turn on the news because he believes that they found the body of the missing girl. Flint then says that they are trying to get him for everything. Flint goes on and says that they are making me out, then pauses and says that the whole world is going crazy. Flint goes on telling blank that he needs to get a hold of blank and bracing himself, and it's about to get real ugly. Wow. Flint called November 18th, 2016. During the call, Flint told blank to keep checking and make sure. Okay. Flint Vincent Farmer told blank to tell blank to stay away from the apartment because they found that girl and they are going to try to do something crazy to try to hang him up.
You're right there, right where my cursor is.
Told Flint Vincent Farmer that she will tell blank Flint then told that he didn't do anything wrong. Flint also called blank November 18, 2016. And blank told Flint Farmer that blank called Detective Haas and confirmed that they did not locate the missing girl. Wow. During the phone call, blank tells Flint to keep his mouth shut and not say anything. He said that Flint told her to keep her effing mouth shut about what she saw. Flint also took, I don't know what that word is, that they would not find a body. Did say that it was late at night at this point. Again said that Flint told her to keep her mouth shut or she will end up with her, referring to Karena. She asked Flint what he meant that. Anybody else want to read? Do you want to read, Deb? Did you get your glasses?
It's almost over. It's almost.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I
On
actually
November-
can't see it. It's blurry,
Okay.
even enlarged.
Gotcha. On November 18, 2016, Flint Farmer made several phone calls while he was incarcerated at the Howard County Jail. 3 of the calls were to blank Vincent Farmer and blank. During the calls, Vincent Farmer advised blank, yeah, I guess I think they found the body of that girl, but they're really trying to get me for everything. He refers to it being on the news and tells him to watch the news and see what they are saying. He also tells blank, you need to get a hold of blank and brace yourself, okay? It's getting ready to get real ugly. Flint Vincent Farmer then calls blank, asks her to check up on blank. He tells blank to have him stay away from the apartment because they found that girl and they're going to try to do something crazy. I know they are. They're going to try to hang me up, so I don't want him involved. Flint Vincent Farmer calls his blank. They have a lengthy conversation, and during.
This is the last page. Come right here.
Okay. It just ends at and during.
Yeah.
On June 30th, 2022, Alicia Kassler and the affiant met with a representative from CRM Properties at 1039 South Washington Street, Kokomo, Indiana. Luminol was used to check the detached garage for any evidence that may be related to this case. Luminol is a water-based, has been diluted up to 10,000 times. Once it comes into contact with blood, it reacts by causing the blood fluoresce a pale blue color. This chemical has long been used by forensic investigators to search for and document imperceptible trace amounts of blood. A positive luminol test was indicated on the floor just inside the walk-through service door. 3 areas were noted and samples were collected. Those samples have been provided to the Indiana State Lab for additional testing. On July 8th, 2022, blank told investigators she and Karena were very close. Blank advised blank and Karena talked every day and would always know where each other were at. Blank also stated that Karena often slept in the same bed with blank since October of 2016. Blank has not received any information from Karena that would give blank hope that Karena is still alive. Blank believes Karena is deceased. The affiant now requests a warrant for Flint Vincent Farmer for murder in violation of Indiana Code 354221.
Okay.
And
Whoops. Oop, cancel. That was it.
wow. There's a lot to dissect there.
Okay, now can I unmute?
1 second. Yeah. Hold on. Let me do this. There we go. Thanks. Thanks so much, Mel.
Oh, you're welcome. I started putting some of the things on my map, so it's nice to be able to see that. I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michael. I mean, I know, Michael, that you've dug into this case for a long time, hence why
Marlena set this all up, and the ones that are redacted, I've got open conversations between Marlena and Shannon Jackson Young. Marlena called her to come pick Karina up from her house and drop her off at Plant Farmers. And then at 10 p.m., they're not talking about about 2 o'clock when I came up on my bike at the time and got off, asked them for a couple cigarettes because I split half my cigarettes with Karina that night. So I was out of cigarettes. So I'm nervous as hell, pointing over there, explaining to them what all just happened. I couldn't comprehend what the hell just happened. And even the ladies there was like, oh my God. And I was like, yeah, I've had a really bad night. I'm out of cigarettes. Can I get a couple cigarettes off you guys? I did make an EBT purchase with my card when I went into Village Pantry. That could be something easily found. But Jerry has asked them to get me a lie detector. They refuse. They don't want to give you a lie detector. And like I brought up, Mark McCann is now Flint's attorney. How's the prosecutor his attorney? And then another thing is, how's the special prosecutor not brought in when the prosecutor himself admitted to Jerry where he's friends with Flint? I got Flint's sister saying, yeah, I went to school with him as well. Like, I know him. How's that not a conflict of interest? You're lifelong friends with him and his family, and you're now the prosecutor?
It'll just come out in time, really. Like, it's kind of moot right now. I mean, I think that obviously if they do have a close friendship and not just from high school, I mean, that was how many years ago? He's 57 years old, like
56 actually.
56.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
actually met up on that. He's 56.
Oh yeah, his sister's talking all kinds with me. Then I'm like, even she's saying, why are they not bringing up Gabe? Oh wait, Gabe's a longtime informant for who? KPD. Do you think they want to bring up an informant's name?
Well,
They've been protecting.
are imminent, so they're expecting to arrest more people.
Yeah.
There's different talk of different people that will be in that will be arrested, and
in Miami, it's not the first time they've actually gave Jerry and James false hope. But one thing they did wrong is secondary victims. The father, he didn't lose his custody or anything like that. She chose to go live with her mom. So the dad and his side of the family were edited and omitted, but Marlena and the ones that are redacted and everything in the affidavit, they all set this up on how Marlena wanted it to be seen. And even Flint's sister said she toured the crime scene, just like I heard Marlena herself say. And then the name she said that killed Karina wasn't Flint. It was a firefighter at the time was active with Kokomo Fire Department.
Well, at the end of the day, though, like I said, all of this should probably come out in the wash soon enough to see where all the truth lies.
But another thing is how's the FBI not in play when I'm a federal witness turned federal informant turned federal witness? They need to be in play. And this is why, because look what KPD is doing. The two, it was their drug ties. They're trying to just go after one guy to keep their connections. And even Jerry will tell you that. I got a feeling with this, Jerry's going to come behind me a whole lot more. Like, you need to start listening. I've heard a lot from Marlena herself right then and there.
Well, like, it's about what you can prove.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I got proof. That's nothing with the FBI agent. I got
Physical proof.
text with me and him.
One sec, Mike. Let Cold say what she was saying.
Or just, if not, it's words are totally different than like actual, like real proof. And if you have that, then definitely organize it and get it out there, or get it to the people that need to see it if they will listen. But as far as like the FBI, it's not a case that, like they haven't said that they literally just said that they're expecting to arrest more people. So
Right.
who will that be?
If it's the
That's
names
kind of,
I've named, something's up. And even Jerry, you can ask her. They've been trying to edit and omit me out because it's going to contradict everything Marlena said. And that's with hard proof.
all we can really go by is like the affidavit right now, because that's what we just read.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Our own.
And like I said, the redacted is Shannon Jackson Young. And how is that redacted when there's open conversations between the
We
two
don't know
talking? I can show.
Redacted.
Michael, we don't need to drop. Yeah, we don't need to drop names that
Sorry.
we don't have proof of.
Oh, I got it. I can send
I
Sonny
know
that
you
here in a
have
second.
it. I know that
Well,
you
I was
have
gonna
it, but
say,
that doesn't mean that that we can prove that that's it. It's just that's your
Oh,
word.
those two are talking about it back and forth, Marlena and Shannon. So that's not just saying it. I've showed
Yeah.
Sonny that before she goes
Yeah.
back. I've seen it, and I showed Sonny it's conversation between Marlena,
Yeah, but now you're
the one
like
she contacted, and Shannon. And Shannon saying everything that just was
Right.
redacted, what
you're
she was
naming
wearing.
witnesses that are at a trial is
Right.
and we don't know who redacted it. Was it the clerk of courts, or was it the person that got a hold of it? Since we don't know that, it's not wise to like name people that are going to be witnesses at an eventual trial. We hope.
Exactly.
yeah, I was gonna say, Michael, I know that you know that you have a lot of knowledge and all that, but I think it's just best to let the like see how it comes out, whatever information is shed
Oh, yeah.
to us, and
Nothing
then
against you guys. I'm probably going to hop out because I'm just as fuming as Jerry is, and I know I'm going to keep
yeah,
being hot-headed,
Yeah.
so I'm going to hop out.
okay,
Later, you
all
guys.
All
well,
right.
thank you for caring about Karena McClerkin, though.
Oh, yeah, you
okay?
seen Jerry getting mad. There's a reason
Yeah.
for it. She knows, Marlena knows more. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael.
Mark my words, this is going to federal court, and I'm making sure of it, and I guarantee you Jerry's coming behind me.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll see how it plays out. But thank you so much again for, I mean, obviously we get the fact that you put a lot of
Not
care.
giving up, but the remains are in Carroll County. Mark my words, Miami, that's not going to
Yeah.
be heard. Mark my words.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll see how it plays out. And, and hopefully Karena's remains are found and will be found if those aren't them, for sure.
But I'm going to tell you this much now, and this I do have proof of. He wasn't the only one, and he might have orchestrated it and asked his best friend for years, Gabe, to orchestrate what happened, how it happened. But Marlena did tour the crime scene. I've got even once side of the family saying just that. I did not ask them. She told me out of nowhere. She went to go pick up her glasses and a cell phone at the crime scene, toured it. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't even say anything about that. His sister said that to me, and I'm like, whoa, wow.
Yeah. Okay.
They're hiding people, and it's been from day one. It makes me mad. That's one reason.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be smart and hop off.
Okay. Well, again,
All right,
thank
thanks,
you for
Michael.
caring about Karena, though. At the end of the day, it's been a long.
I'm like up to 222 subs now. Like, it's only rising. That's nothing, if you will. Throw mine out, because what I've been saying will bring up, and I've got 100% proof behind me. It's not just me hearsay.
Tell everyone what your channel is there.
It's Hunting Evil True Crime Investigates, and if you find it, subscribe, because I've got more videos coming.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Michael. I got to get going here soon anyway, but let's give Deb and Mel here a little bit of time, and then we're.
But one thing I do want to say, Gabe, in a video call with Jerry, named Paige Turley is the one that brought her out to his house, and that's in a video call. Jerry's asked them to pull that video call up. They refuse. Why? It contradicts what's been the narrative they want. That's a video call. You can ask for freedom of information request.
All right.
Just letting
thanks,
that out
Michael.
there. Later.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, there we go. I mean, at the end of the day, I appreciate the fact. I mean, um,
Yeah.
although of course I don't appreciate what happened last week there, but um, I do give respect where it's due in the fact of he has cared about the Karena McClerkin case for this long. Like I said, I'm not as um, in depth of this case for sure, by no means. Um, so any information I've really ever had is actually from Michael, what he's kind of showed and, things to look into. But Mel, actually, how much do you know about this case actually?
I mean, it's a tough one because there are a lot of rumors and speculation, and that's why I like what Marie in the chat just said. It's like, oh, it's gone now, but
This one up here.
there's a lot of speculation and names put out here in this, and for respect of everyone, go by facts released at the moment. And
Right.
so where yes, I've heard a lot of the things. I mean, you can watch Adventures with Purpose. They searched a ton of different places in Indiana with
Yeah.
I mean, she's done a lot. She's brought a lot to light, and this information, was given to her father early on in the case, as far as him, and it was on the news, saying, like that they told, it was on court TV actually. I can send you the link after this is over. Where
Yeah.
they told her father, this man's name back then, in 2016.
Right.
Is the way I heard it. And so, but that there are others involved. I do find it interesting that it is in Peru where he has a relative living, at least as of my case. It's hard to, verify those kinds of things though, because my case is known for not being accurate on addresses.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But as
So-
far as what he was speaking to about the prosecutor, obviously there would be a hearing that would be brought up by a defense attorney if there's any conflict of interest moving
Right.
forward. And in a small, I mean, Kokomo isn't tiny. But when you've lived there your whole life, people when they were younger, just kind of how his son was saying last night, like you can tell that they don't have a super close relationship. So, just because you know someone in high school doesn't mean that you are not going to be able to properly try them for murder.
Right.
So when you're talking about the friend in Peru or person in Peru, where did Vincent last night say that his grandfather's farm was? I'm trying to remember. Was that in Peru or around the area?
Sorry. To be honest with you, I don't remember without having to go back and listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, I
know
didn't catch that part either.
I know that they sold that farm.
I found 2 properties owned by them in Peru.
Said they sold his grandpa's house in 2015, I believe. Looking at my notes.
Yeah, I remember the conversation, but I just don't remember.
Yeah.
There's yeah.
There's one that's kind of more in the house owned by his brother at least at some point, and it's more kind of in the center of town. And then there's one that's kind of like out in the country that looks like it's kind of changed hands. It's actually 2 separate ones. So it'll be interesting once information comes in as to where this body was found. But if you have, those connections, and it wasn't Cutler, so, you got to kind of.
What's your gut feeling on that? Do you think that these remains will be hers?
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that they would have done all of this if there wasn't, because you got to think, like,
I think so.
disrobed, they're going to find items of clothing, a hair tie. There's going to be something with the
Yeah.
body that they can identify, even if it's skeletal remains. Obviously, they have to wait for that confirmation, but they're not going to just come out and publicly say that without having some
Right.
kind of unofficial identification, which is probably clothing, jewelry, something of that nature. You know what I mean? Hair.
Who dis just said in the chat that they are saying that it was Cedar Creek Mobile Home Park,
Oh,
which is
really?
closer,
Okay.
which is in Peru, but closer to Bunker Hill and Grissom.
Cedar.
Creek. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Cedar.
Okay. Mm.
Deb, let me just look at something for a sec.
All right. So who do we have? We have Cold Truth in the chat. And then who dis? Did she leave? She must be. No, she's still there.
Yeah, that's
And Sandy. Someone led them to her body, she says. Hey, Sandy Ridgway, how are you?
looks it's very close to a relative's house. It's actually like right in the middle of the two. But I want, like, obviously, like, it's a mobile home park, so it seemed like there would be some tie to the land, and I'm assuming the land around it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the fallout from this.
One sec there.
I did find that in July of like fall 2021, like there was that Law and Order drug bust in Kokomo. Yeah, interesting to kind of compare names as far as like what's going on, but at the same time, like, we have to be so careful. I mean, this is going to be a trial, and that's like,
Right.
it's difficult. But there will be a lot of information that comes out in that won't be like a part of their trial, and I think we'll start to really find out and be able to nail down a lot of this stuff in the next, like, I just hope that my prayers are with Jerry and James and their kids.
Yeah.
There's just all of those, she's got brothers and sisters and cousins and grandma and dad that I know have been just doggedly searching, everywhere and doing everything that they possibly can. And I hope that this is they get to bring their daughter home and their
Yes.
loved one home and bury her where they can visit her. And that's all, that she's wanted. And it for her that, like, she had to sit there and hear them pretty, just read it, and not have a private conversation with her where she was able to process this information. And what the heck, why wouldn't, I don't care what your relationship is, like what the status of it is, why would the mother not call Jerry and James and their
Right.
children? And maybe they did. It's just when I saw them in the chat last night, it didn't seem like.
Well,
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Who dis just retracted information. She did not mean Cedar Creek. She meant Kings Court Trailer Park.
Kings Court. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me look that
Kings
up.
Court.
Kings.
Is that Peru? Or where's
I
that? Oh,
did.
there it is. It's right here, I think. Is it right here, I believe? The west.
It's really little.
Am I in the right spot? Am I going the right place? I can't, my stupid screen. King's Court. Is this where you're talking about who dis? think so. Can you let me know if she's saying that this is it?
I did find that old GE, a lot of his like addresses have been redacted, but not redacted, but that they're not included in my case anymore, and it's probably because he's been in prison. But him and there was a witness that got on the news a while back, and I don't think anyone really took her that seriously at the time. But when I was looking through the court records and things, they did live in. This is in a a mobile home park in Kokomo, though. She lived there as well. It's like he lived there, she lived there. It's like, oh, okay. Her name was Renee Murphy. She was on the news. She was actually doing a lot like news with them from jail. I want to go back over and see what she had to say and see if any of it lines up.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
I think Marv, just to say, because Marv had said that this morning, like as far as Jerry hadn't been told anything.
Yeah, that's so sad.
I think that's why she was so angry at the news, press conference. Not able to get any information.
Yeah, let's hope a trickle effect happens here with some of these other cases going on around it as well.
Looks like that trailer court backs up to the Wabash River.
I'm looking on Beacon.
Starla, I don't.
Not on there. It's probably a good thing.
You're not where?
Miami County isn't on Beacon.
Huda says there's also another Kings Court trailer park south of Peru in the county. Because this one seems like it's in the city.
Yeah, like
seems strange to me that they would be, disposing of her body there. So maybe it's another one. King's Trailer Court. Nope, that's Marion, Indiana.
There's two. That's Marion. Hold on. King's Trailer Court. Oops, did I spell it wrong? I swear there was two that had come up, and
there was one that says Marion, Indiana.
But is it? It's not Marion, Indiana, is it? Isn't it North Kings Court, Peruvian?
Okay, well, I agree, Marie.
There are two. Excuse me. There are two. There's one at 5925 U.S. Highway 31 in Peru.
Let's
Try
see
that
here.
one.
Great. So there's the Kings Court Trailer Court. That's the same address. Well, the one
I think it's this one because this one says Bunker Hill, Indiana.
Is it Bunker Hill?
Yeah, and it seems to be, let's see. It seems to be more out in the country. Wide open spaces, which would make sense with what Marie says in here. So it looks like it's around South 160 West and West 600 South. Nickel Plate Trail.
Oh, wow.
And there's a Leonda Cemetery close to that, if that helps you.
Well, I'm just trying to type in where it's taking me. And it's taking me, this one's right here. Is this it? Kings Court Mobile Home. This is 600 South.
I'm going to send this into the chat, into our personal chat, so you can see this.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll pop up.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it's driving me nuts. This stupid sun. I can't even, like, the blinds are closed, but it's just creeping through so badly. But okay, let me go look into chat for a sec.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, who dis?
Who did say? Okay.
I'm going to send you a picture too.
I think that's the one I'm showing, but let me just take a look. West 600th and 160th. West 600th.
I just sent a picture to you as well.
Okay. Let me just go back into, see if that's the same. My goodness. Yeah, that is the same one that you're showing, that I'm showing.
And it's more out in the country. Like I said, that's a,
Yeah.
Marie said it was around wide open area.
Yeah, it's the same one that I'm showing, Deb. Yours just has more greenery.
That's not the first one that you showed.
No,
The first
no,
one
it's
you
not the
showed
first
was
one.
right up against Wabash River. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me just come back on the stream and see. Yeah, this one right here is the one, but yours just had more greenery on it. Well, at the end of the day, like I said, for any parent that ever has to go through somebody that's disappeared, and you don't know where they are, honestly, I want to cry every time I even think of that thought that a parent has to feel.
Yeah.
It's just so
Sonny,
heartbreaking. Yeah.
I just sent you a video that Whodis just sent us of that trailer park.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me just 1 second here. Give me a sec. Stop. Share. Windows. Facebook. Okay. Thank you, Hudis. And it's just playing again. Yeah. So who lived here?
A relative, apparently.
A relative to
Flint
Flint.
to Flint is what
Yeah.
This is all what we're getting, rumors.
Yeah.
Was a relative of his?
That's what Whodis said, or that's what they said. Maybe Michael, I don't know.
Okay. So let's stop that.
And that's just basically what the area looks like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, we all just hope and pray that those are her remains. I think so as well. I just don't feel like they would have brought that up or anything. If it, like, why would they have brought that up? To be honest with you, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
No.
And I can understand why Jerry would be so upset, especially if they weren't told anything and then have to go there. And then, like I said, it was just almost like, I blame everyone for hindering the investigation. And we found some remains and, it just, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just feel her frustration of the whole, almost 6 years now, built up. But
Yeah.
hopefully
did-
this, go ahead.
Hopefully we can hear, like, I want to find the replay somewhere. I was watching it on WRTV and it didn't, it said it would be available soon, but I just swore she said something about, I told you this. I wonder if places that she's been trying to get them to go to for what, 6 years. Like if that's
Right.
what she was saying, it's so, in the background and I have to re-listen to it.
Very sad situation. My heart breaks for the family, for both sides. Obviously not for Flint or anyone involved, but for all
Okay.
those who are innocent.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been so many people accused of this and others. And it's like, for them, I know with the Shannon Paul case in Prattville, Alabama, that I've been working on for years, with just what you were mentioned earlier, Sonny, of just can't imagine, missing. And Shannon Paul was murdered and her body was found 6 weeks later. And that when I spoke with both of her parents, it was like, we're just so glad that we have her back, and that we cannot imagine being 20 plus years now into the of not knowing where our child is, and that is just a heartbreaking place that they have been in, because you're just, it never ends though. Look at the Nicole Bowen case, it's been how many years, and now the appeals have started, and it's a never ending pain, of just a source of pain. It's really sad, but I hope this brings them a little bit closer to be able to just find some time to rest. I mean, it's just every dollar, everything that she's had has gone towards all of her time, all of her energy, her money, anything that she can scrape together has gone towards finding Karena. And
Mm-hmm.
now it's going to go towards going to hearings and making sure things are done properly, I'm sure. But it just starts another cycle of the re-victimization of
Right.
the courts.
I know it, as Sonny says, at the end of the day, this grandmother or this family is not going to have any regrets of what they did, because they've done everything possible to try to find their granddaughter.
Exactly right, Deb.
I wonder.
Yes, Chanda. They just announced it on the
They have not confirmed that they are Karena's, but it sounds like it is.
I'll just, oh, sorry, I thought I was muted on there. I guess I wasn't. This is just off of, I couldn't find it back on Matt's. I'm gonna just play this off of my YouTube channel. So let me see if it plays okay. The press conference again, okay?
Oh yeah.
Kokomo Police Department came up with a plan to try to further the investigation by generating additional information. We requested the assistance from the Indiana State Police and all of their available resources. The partnership of resources involved in this investigation is what ultimately has brought us here today to be able to stand before you and announce the.
Can you guys hear this?
Yes.
In
It's the loudest it was recorded.
case. The case was presented to the Howard County Prosecutor's Office for review. On July 18th, 2022, a warrant was issued for 57-year-old Flint Vincent Farmer of Kokomo for 1 count of murder. On the same day, at approximately 1 p.m., Kokomo police arrested Flint Farmer at a residence in the 600 block of South Purdom Street here in Kokomo. Additional arrests are anticipated. On July 19th, 2022, the ongoing investigation led investigators to a rural area in Miami County. As a result, investigators of the Kokomo Police Department, Indiana State Police, Howard County Coroner's Office, and the Miami County Coroner's Office located skeletal remains. Upon locating the remains, the Kokomo Police Department immediately notified Marlena Smith, the mother of Karena McClerkin. The remains that were located have been removed from the location and transported to Fort Wayne for further investigation by a forensic pathologist and to be positively identified. As you can imagine, we're all very hopeful in the identification process and hope to be able to come to a conclusion in this ongoing investigation for all the family and friends who have been grieving since 2016. This investigation has been an agency effort, so I would like to personally thank all of the dedicated men and women of the Kokomo Police Department, past and present, sworn and non-sworn, who have directly or indirectly participated throughout the course of this ongoing investigation. Excuse me.
We also appreciate all of the public's tips and information that we have received as it pertains to this case. I respectfully request the public refrain from posting information about this case on social media. Most of the past social media posts have not been truthful
And have greatly hindered this investigation and the investigative efforts along the way. Again, due to the sensitive nature of this investigation, the Kokomo Police Department will not be providing any additional details at this time.
We will be providing additional details and updates when they become available. Anyone who may have additional information about this case is asked to contact Lieutenant Richard Benzinger at 765-456-7324 or the Kokomo Police Department hotline at 765-456-7017. You may also qualify for cash reward by calling the Central Indiana Crime Stoppers at 1-800-262-TIPS with your anonymous tip. Anonymous tips can also be provided via text message to the number 847-411 and begin the text message with the keyword tip KPD. TIP KPD. Citizens can download the Kokomo app free on their smartphone through the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store. As always, all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Thank you for coming.
Wrong. I searched for that girl. Nobody else did. Y'all kissed my fucking ass. Everybody fucking is goddamn. No. How did everybody? There's a contact about that ass. You're fucking on her ass. You know. That was the pretty fucking good stuff. I didn't do all that information. I think that.
Yeah.
Very emotional. You can just see the pain and the grief. We have an echo.
Oh,
There we go.
better?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's better.
I have
I
to go
was
here.
saying, okay,
Just 1 second. I gotta go here in a few minutes just because I have to go to work.
Yeah, me too.
yeah.
But go ahead, Deb.
Yeah, I was going to say, poor grandmother, you can just see the pain and the frustration and every emotion. My heart just breaks for her every single time I see her.
I
But
know.
bravo to her for being a strong woman, sticking to her guns, continuing to push for this, and to be such an advocate for her grandmother.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, for her granddaughter. Sorry
I
about
was
that.
gonna say, I was gonna say I
Yeah.
think you got that backwards there, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
I haven't had enough coffee yet.
And again, hopefully soon we'll hear that those were her remains found, and at least like that's it, right? And like regardless of who's all guilty and going to be found guilty and da 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 da, it's really just about having Karena, her remains found, and that then at least they can, you know what I mean? I just couldn't imagine,
Yeah.
couldn't. That's the most important part right there out of it all is just to have Karena back where she belongs so that the family can do a proper burial for her and know exactly where she is.
Yeah.
Um, that's the most important thing right there. I mean,
Right.
justice, yes, but to any grandmother, mother, father, friend, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I know. Just watching her at the end there, just how angry and frustrated and pissed off um, she's feeling. Like, yeah, just that. So, do you guys have any final words? Because I do have to get going, and then just a reminder that tonight, Cop Facts and Gonzo will be on. So we'll see you at 9:30 for that. Um, I'm not going to talk about Thursday's live yet, but there's going to be a good
Okay.
Thursday live as well. Other than
Okay.
that, who dis Mal Dab, do you guys who dis? Thank you so much, always for
Yeah.
your wealth of knowledge over there. We always appreciate you for always helping out, and anybody else, obviously. And thanks for the super chats before I get going here as well. But Deb and Mel, do you guys have any final thoughts that you wanted to say?
Just praying for the family and hoping that it's, definitely her remains so that they can start to move forward with this.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Mel?
What Deb said.
Yeah.
Mel,
Both of
yeah.
them.
Go ahead, Mel.
No, I mean, I said it a little bit earlier, and I mean, I'm glad. I hope this does, and I'm surely to the dear Lord, baby Jesus, that they would not just like willy nilly announce a likely body without having something, like that's why
Right.
I think that it is most likely her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things, if you read between the lines, like I said, why would they bring it up? They wouldn't even bring it up at all. If it doesn't pertain, you would think at all,
I agree.
Right.
Yeah. Mel, thank you so much for reading the affidavit there. I know it was really hard and difficult. I just tried to bring it up the closest on that screen. I wasn't sure if I was going to be bringing it up or not, but thanks so much for struggling through that with all the redactions and appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
Yeah.
And if you wouldn't mind, I'm sure it's probably out there somewhere, but if you wouldn't mind sending that to me, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, Deb,
Like
I'm sure can. Yeah.
when you're
Deb,
reading it out loud, like it's to comprehend it all for me.
cracks.
So
Yeah.
I'll go back and listen.
I'll go send it to you now. I don't know that. Deb, do you have Mel added on Messenger?
I don't believe I
No.
do.
Okay.
I can look her up on Facebook and send it. You have a Facebook page for Cold Truth, right?
Yeah, I can. I'll send it to her. I mean, if you want to add her, regardless, I'll quickly send it to her, and then I just really need to head out,
All right.
for work now. But thank you guys. Thanks everyone so much for joining. I think I seen that Frank said that they were live still, going on. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
they just went live when we did. little after we did.
Oh, yeah, I think that they were prior or something.
Okay.
But anyways, so yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. And again, prayers to the Karena McClerkin's family, and actually prayers for the Farmer family and what they're going through, as we talked about last night. But of course, all I want to hear is that is Karena McClerkin, and then the family can at least have a small for them it's going to be huge, obviously. A huge what's the word I'm looking for? Deb, help me out here. All of a sudden my
Relief, a huge
yeah,
relief.
thank you, that's the word I'm looking for. A huge relief
Yeah.
to know that Karena McClerkin's, hopefully that those are her remains. It makes sense for them to bring it up if it was that, but we'll have to wait until the actual announcement's made, hopefully here soon.
Right.
Other than that, thank you so much, guys. Take care, and we'll see you hopefully on tonight's live with Cop Facts and his novel House Secrets and Gonzo. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be very tired, but I'm looking forward to that. Okay.
Round the clock coverage.
Yeah. And
See everyone
Mel,
tonight.
yeah. Okay. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye bye.